Welcome back, courageous truth seekers, to day 4 of our extraordinary 30-day wisdom quest. We are not just building a robust foundation for a life of profound meaning and inner strength. We are actively forging an inner fortress, brick by resilient brick. On day 1, we learn to embrace Shoshin, the beginner's mind, bravely clearing away assumptions to perceive the world with fresh, unburdened eyes. On day 2, we ventured into the very heart of our existence, meticulously exploring Ikigai, discovering our unique purpose and compelling reason for being, harmonizing passion with contribution. And yesterday, on day 3, we explored the exhilarating flow state, understanding how to achieve optimal engagement and effortless mastery in our pursuits, dissolving self-consciousness in the joy of the task. Today, we turn our attention to an ancient philosophy that is arguably more urgently relevant now than perhaps at any other point in human history: Stoicism. Far from the widespread, often inaccurate, common misconception of emotionless detachment, cold indifference, or rigid suppression of feelings, Stoicism is, in its true essence, a vibrant, profoundly practical philosophy for living. It is a powerful system that empowers us to cultivate an unshakable inner calm, unwavering psychological resilience, and profound, actionable wisdom in the inevitable face of life's relentless challenges, unforeseen misfortunes, and inherent unpredictability. It teaches us not merely how to survive amidst chaos, but how to authentically thrive, how to discover tranquility within a turbulent world, and most importantly, how to wisely control what is genuinely within our sphere of influence while gracefully, intelligently, and courageously accepting what fundamentally lies beyond our control. In a modern world characterized by constant external pressures, pervasive anxieties, an incessant stream of information overload, and the relentless, often exhausting, pursuit of things often beyond our direct control, Stoicism emerges as a luminous beacon of clarity, a steady anchor in turbulent waters, and a timeless, comprehensive toolkit for true emotional mastery. It's not about eradicating or suppressing our very human emotions. It's about deeply understanding their nature, rationally processing them, and learning to choose our wise responses, rather than being swept away by impulsive, unthinking reactions. It's about meticulously developing an inner fortress of peace, a secure sanctuary within ourselves that no external event, however challenging, can fundamentally breach or diminish. Part 1. Unpacking Stoicism, the philosophy of unshakable inner strength and virtue. Stoicism is an ancient Hellenistic philosophy that originated in Athens, Greece, around 300 BC. Its name derives from the Stoa Poikol, a public colonnade in Athens where its founder, Zeno of Citium, would deliver his lectures. It flourished for centuries, first in the Greek world, and later became profoundly influential throughout the Roman Empire. The remarkable aspect of Stoicism is its universal appeal, evidenced by the diverse backgrounds of its most famous adherents. Epictetus, a former slave who taught in Greece. Seneca the Younger, a wealthy Roman statesman, playwright, and advisor to Emperor Nero. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in the world, a Roman emperor and philosopher king. This incredibly diverse lineage underscores Stoicism's profound accessibility and enduring universality. It was a philosophy not merely for the intellectual elite or the privileged few, but for anyone, regardless of their social station, seeking a practical, robust method for living a truly good, meaningful, and virtuous life. At its profound core, Stoicism is fundamentally a philosophy of virtue ethics, which posits that the highest good for humanity, the ultimate path to true happiness and flourishing, lies not in external possessions, fleeting sensory pleasures, or transient societal approval, but in the unwavering cultivation of an excellent character and the consistent, diligent practice of profound wisdom. The Stoics believed that genuine happiness is a byproduct of living virtuously, in harmony with reason and nature, thereby aligning our inner state with the rational order of the cosmos. Let's meticulously demystify Stoicism by breaking down its foundational interlocking principles, each a vital piece of this ancient yet incredibly relevant puzzle. 1. The Dichotomy of Control. This principle is arguably the most fundamental, liberating, and empowering concept in all of Stoicism. It is perhaps most eloquently articulated by the former slave and Stoic teacher Epictetus in his Enchiridion. Some things are within our control, while others are not. Within our control are opinion, pursuit, desire, aversion, and in a word, whatever are our own actions. 1. What are not within our control are our body, property, reputation, command, and in a word, whatever are not our own actions. Deep dive. This profound principle serves as an urgent, continuous call to wisely direct our limited energy, precious time, and mental focus only on what is genuinely and truly within our direct sphere of influence. This includes our thoughts, our judgments, our attitudes, our choices, our efforts, and our immediate reactions. Everything else, all external events, the unpredictable actions and opinions of other people, natural disasters, economic downturns, the unchangeable past, the uncertain future, even our own physical bodies to a large extent, is fundamentally outside our direct control. The Stoics recognized, with piercing clarity, that the vast majority of human suffering, anxiety, and frustration stems from a futile, often desperate, attempt to control the uncontrollable. By truly internalizing and consistently applying this dichotomy, we liberate ourselves from crippling anxiety, crushing disappointment, and pervasive resentment. We learn to redirect our immense inner power, realizing that true freedom, genuine tranquility, and ultimate resilience lie not in bending the external world to our will, but in mastering our inner world, our responses, regardless of the turbulent external circumstances. This is not about apathy or passive resignation. It is a profoundly strategic allocation of our most valuable resources. It's about developing the wisdom to consistently ask, with every rising thought or external event, is this truly within my power to change or control? Before investing any emotional capital. Preferred indifference. The Stoics also introduced the concept of indifference. These are things that are neither inherently good nor bad in themselves. While they are indifferent to our virtue, some are preferred indifference, and some are dispreferred indifference. We can prefer to have health over illness, but we must not desire it to the point that its absence destroys our peace. Our peace must be tied only to virtue, which is always in our control. This nuance helps navigate the gray areas of life, acknowledging preferences without making them essential for our happiness. 2. The cardinal virtues. The Stoics elevated 4 cardinal virtues as the fundamental path to a flourishing, truly good life. These are not merely abstract, lofty ideals, but supremely practical guides for ethical action, wise decision-making, and consistent living. They believed that living virtuously, in accordance with these 4 principles, was the only true good, and vice was the only true evil. Deep dive. O wisdom, this is the paramount virtue, the ability to discern what is genuinely good, truly bad, or merely indifferent. It is the faculty of making sound judgments, knowing how to apply profound philosophical principles to the messy, complex realities of real-life situations. It is fundamentally about clarity of thought, rational decision-making, and understanding the true nature of things. It's about discerning what is true from what is false, what is genuinely helpful from what is ultimately harmful, and what is within our control versus what is not. This intellectual virtue guides all other virtues. O justice. This virtue compels us to treat others fairly, to act with unwavering integrity, and to profoundly recognize our inherent duty to all of humanity. It's about acting for the greater good, contributing actively and positively to our community, upholding universal moral principles, and fulfilling our social obligations. The Stoics believed deeply in the concept of cosmopolitanism, that we are all citizens of a larger cosmic community, a universal brotherhood, and therefore have an inherent duty to treat all beings with profound respect, empathy, and fairness. It's about extending reason to our interactions with others. Oh, courage! This is not merely physical bravery in the face of danger, but a far more expansive moral courage to unflinchingly face fear, endure adversity, withstand physical or emotional pain, confront uncertainty, and stand firm against popular opinion when virtue demands it. It's the inner strength to act virtuously, even when it is incredibly difficult, unpopular, or terrifying. This includes the courage to be vulnerable, to speak your truth, to endure hardship with dignity, and to persist in the face of overwhelming odds. It's the courage to live a life aligned with reason, not fear. Oh, temperance! This virtue signifies the crucial ability to exercise profound self-restraint, moderation, and harmonious balance in all things, our desires, our impulses, our pleasures, and our appetites. It's about living in harmony with reason, wisely avoiding all forms of excess, and consistently maintaining unwavering inner discipline. This vital virtue prevents us from becoming enslaved by our sensory appetites, fleeting gratifications, or the relentless pursuit of external, unreliable comforts. It ensures we are masters of ourselves. These four cardinal virtues are not isolated. They are deeply interconnected, forming an indissoluble whole. True wisdom informs courageous action, which is always executed with justice and moderation. They are the inviolable bedrock upon which a truly virtuous and flourishing Stoic character is meticulously built. 3. Living in agreement with nature. For the Stoics, the concept of nature extended far beyond mere physical environment. It referred fundamentally to the rational order of the universe, the inherent logic, the divine providence, and the intricate interconnectedness of all things. Living in agreement with nature thus meant living in profound accordance with reason, our highest and most distinguishing human faculty. Deep dive. This principle fundamentally calls us to use our innate rationality to deeply understand the world as it truly is, to embrace and accept what absolutely cannot be changed, and to respond to all circumstances, internal and external, with virtuous reasoned action. It means acknowledging the fundamental impermanence of all things, the inevitability of constant change, and the common humanity we profoundly share with all other beings. It's about recognizing that we are integral parts of a larger cosmic whole, and that our true purpose, our highest calling, is to contribute harmoniously to that whole, rather than futilely fighting against its fundamental, immutable laws. This principle directly and powerfully ties into accepting the dichotomy of control, understanding that some events are simply the unalterable nature of reality, and our peace depends on our acceptance. 4. Amor Fati. This incredibly profound concept, most powerfully championed by Marcus Aurelius, and later enthusiastically embraced by philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, means love of fate. It is not, as commonly misunderstood, a passive fatalistic resignation to whatever happens. Instead, it is an active, even joyous embrace and profound acceptance of everything that occurs in your life, the good, the bad, the seemingly indifferent, understanding that it all contributes meaningfully to your growth, your character, and to the grand, intricate, and beautiful unfolding of the universe. Deep dive. It's about more than just tolerating adversity. It's about actively welcoming it, integrating it, and perceiving it as a necessary, even valuable, ingredient for your profound personal growth and for the vast, unfolding tapestry of existence. It's a radical, almost revolutionary, form of acceptance that transforms perceived misfortune, setback, or pain into a powerful opportunity for self-improvement and profound insight. If you genuinely cannot change an external event, the Stoic path is to embrace it with courage and wisdom, recognizing that it is now part of your reality. This active, conscious embrace disarms the power of external events to disturb your inner peace, robbing them of their capacity to generate suffering. It's a psychological jujitsu move. 5. Memento mori. This isn't a morbid obsession with death or a descent into nihilistic despair. On the contrary, memento mori is a potent, liberating reminder of our own mortality and the inherently fleeting, precious nature of life itself. Deep dive. The Stoics utilized memento mori not to induce fear or anxiety, but to inspire a profound sense of urgency, clarity, and deep appreciation for the present moment. By consciously acknowledging our finite time on earth, we are powerfully encouraged to live virtuously now, to focus exclusively on what genuinely matters, to conquer procrastination, and to savor and appreciate every single breath, every single experience, every single interaction. It places our daily problems, our petty grievances, and our transient desires into their proper, often insignificant perspective. It reminds us that our true wealth lies not in accumulation, but in our precious time and our capacity for virtuous, meaningful action. It's a powerful antidote to complacency and a spur to action. The understanding that death is not a punishment, but a natural, inevitable part of life's grand cycle frees us to live fully and fearlessly. 6. Premeditatio malorum. This is an eminently practical and deeply effective Stoic exercise that involves intentionally and mentally rehearsing potential misfortunes, challenges, or negative events that could occur in your life. Deep dive. By systematically anticipating negative possibilities, the Stoics aim to significantly reduce their emotional impact if and when these events actually materialized. It's not about dwelling obsessively on negativity or inviting bad things. It's about proactively preparing the mind and fortifying the spirit. If you've mentally prepared for the possibility of losing your job, the actual event, while undoubtedly difficult, might be less emotionally shocking and devastating, allowing for a more reasoned, less reactive response. This practice builds profound psychological resilience, minimizes the element of surprise, and enables a more measured and virtuous reaction. It's a mental fire drill for life's inevitable challenges, equipping you with emotional shock absorbers. 7. The discipline of assent. This profound practice, deeply rooted in Epictetus's teachings, focuses on our voluntary agreement with our impressions or thoughts. The Stoics believed that external events are neutral. It is our assent to an impression that causes our emotional reaction. Deep dive. When an impression arises, you have a brief window before assenting to it. Instead of immediately agreeing with the impression that this is bad or this is unfair, you can pause, observe the impression without judgment, and choose whether to give your assent. You can say, "This happened, but I don't have to agree that it's catastrophic." This practice allows you to create a crucial psychological gap between stimulus and response, granting you ultimate freedom over your emotional state. It's about discerning truth from opinion and only assenting to what is rational and helpful. This is how you truly guard your inner citadel, your rational mind and tranquility. These foundational principles, far from being cold, abstract, or purely academic, form an incredibly robust, actionable, and profoundly liberating framework for cultivating genuine inner strength, absolute emotional mastery, and profound, enduring wisdom. They relentlessly challenge us to seek our power not in the unreliable, chaotic currents of the external world, but within the boundless depths of our own rational, virtuous minds. Part 2. The profound benefits of practicing Stoicism. An unshakable inner fortress and blueprint for flourishing. Consistently integrating Stoic principles into your daily life yields truly transformative benefits that are particularly, perhaps uniquely, valuable in our inherently unpredictable, often overwhelming, and perpetually chaotic modern world. Stoicism is not just a philosophy. It is a meticulously engineered system designed for fostering profound resilience, achieving crystal clear clarity, and cultivating enduring inner peace. 1. Unshakable inner calm and formidable emotional resilience. This is, without doubt, the most celebrated and often sought-after benefit of Stoic practice. By deeply internalizing and consistently applying the dichotomy of control, you systematically learn to detach your precious peace of mind and emotional well-being from the volatile currents of external events. When you profoundly realize that only your response, your judgment, and your attitude are truly within your direct sphere of influence, the uncontrollable aspects of life immediately lose their power to disturb your tranquility, to ignite your anger, or to trigger your anxiety. Deep dive. Imagine confronting a furious, unyielding storm. You possess no control whatsoever over the ferocious wind, the relentless rain, or the crashing thunder. However, you possess absolute control over whether you intelligently batten down your hatches, seek secure shelter, or foolishly stand defiantly exposed to its raw power. Stoicism teaches you to metaphorically batten down your hatches internally, meticulously constructing an impregnable emotional fortress within your own mind. This doesn't imply that you cease to feel emotions. That's impossible and undesirable. It means that while you acknowledge and process feelings like sadness, anger, joy, or fear, those emotions do not control you. Instead, you rationally observe them, choose your wise response, and prevent them from seizing control rather than being helplessly swept away by their raw force. This consistent practice leads to a profound, unwavering sense of equanimity, a stable, centered inner state that remains largely undisturbed regardless of external turbulence or internal emotional shifts. 2. Enhanced clarity of thought and sharper, more objective decision-making. By rigorously and consistently focusing your mental energies solely on what is genuinely within your control, Stoicism profoundly cuts through the pervasive mental noise, nagging anxieties, and subjective biases that so often cloud our judgment, paralyze our will, and lead to suboptimal decisions. Deep dive. When your mind is liberated from the futile agonizing over external factors, from the exhausting worry about what other people might think, or from the pervasive fear of hypothetical negative outcomes, it becomes remarkably clearer, sharper, and more objective. This newfound clarity allows for more rational, objective, and significantly more effective decision-making, even under immense pressure or during times of profound uncertainty. The cardinal virtues of wisdom and temperance become incredibly practical, tangible tools, consistently guiding you towards choices that align with your deepest values and fundamental reason, rather than impulsive, short-term reactions or the pursuit of fleeting gratification. You transition from a reactive passenger to a proactive, highly effective agent in your own life, capable of steering your course with conviction. 3. Drastically reduced anxiety, chronic stress, and debilitating worry. A significant portion of our daily anxiety, much of our chronic stress, and most of our debilitating worry stems directly from focusing on and attempting to control things that are fundamentally beyond our power: the unpredictable future, the unchangeable past, the perceptions of other people, economic downturns, health scares, or the choices of others. Stoicism directly, powerfully, and systematically addresses this root cause of mental anguish. Deep dive. By continually applying the dichotomy of control, you learn to precisely identify and then courageously relinquish worries about the uncontrollable. The immense mental and emotional energy previously consumed by futile anxiety, obsessive rumination, and unproductive what-if scenarios is redirected with remarkable efficiency towards productive, meaningful action on what is genuinely within your sphere of influence. This consistent practice significantly reduces chronic stress, mitigates feelings of helplessness, and frees your mind from the mental traps of future-oriented worry and past-oriented regret. You learn to live far more fully and present-mindedly in the now, focusing your precious energy precisely where it can actually make a tangible difference. 4. Greater adaptability and remarkable mental flexibility. The Stoic emphasis on profound acceptance of what is, and the rigorous practice of mentally rehearsing potential misfortunes, cultivates a truly formidable capacity for adaptability and resilience. Deep dive. When you've mentally prepared for potential adversities, and when you embrace the profound idea that everything that happens contributes to the grand, interconnected design of the universe, you become inherently less rigid, less resistant to inevitable change, and less emotionally destabilized by unexpected shifts. Setbacks are no longer perceived as catastrophic failures or personal attacks, but are reframed as invaluable opportunities for profound learning, unexpected growth, and creative problem-solving. This robust mental flexibility allows you to pivot gracefully, to innovate rapidly, and to discover novel paths forward when initial plans inevitably go awry. You transform into a stronger, more resilient problem solver, consistently seeing challenges not as insurmountable barriers, but as compelling invitations to apply your cultivated virtues and inherent ingenuity. 5. Profound self-awareness and unparalleled self-mastery. Stoicism is, by its very nature, an inherently introspective and deeply self-examining philosophy. It consistently and gently calls you to meticulously examine your thoughts, scrutinize your judgments, and rationally analyze your automatic reactions. Deep dive. This rigorous daily self-examination leads to a profound and nuanced self-awareness, an intimate understanding of your personal triggers, your ingrained biases, your default emotional patterns, and your conditioned responses. With this heightened awareness, you gain unparalleled self-mastery. You consciously transition from being a reactive creature of impulse, habitually driven by external stimuli or unexamined desires, to becoming a proactive, intentional agent who consciously chooses their responses, meticulously aligning them with reason, virtue, and your highest self. This internal freedom, this profound autonomy over your inner world, is the ultimate and most cherished goal of consistent Stoic practice. 6. Deeper appreciation and profound gratitude. Paradoxically, by systematically anticipating misfortune and continually remembering our own mortality, Stoicism profoundly enhances your capacity for genuine appreciation and deep, abiding gratitude for the good things in your life. Deep dive. When you consciously contemplate the fragility and impermanence of something you dearly cherish, your vibrant health, the presence of a beloved family member, your treasured possessions, or your current opportunities, you begin to appreciate them far more deeply and intensely while you still possess them. This powerful practice fosters profound gratitude for the present moment and its often overlooked blessings, effectively preventing complacency, entitlement, and the corrosive tendency to take things for granted. It encourages a richer, more vibrant, and more conscious experience of life's seemingly simple joys, transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary. 7. Stronger, more harmonious relationships and more effective communication. While often severely misunderstood as cold or emotionless, Stoicism, in fact, cultivates healthier, more authentic, and more resilient relationships. Deep dive. By rigorously focusing solely on what you can control in an interaction and wisely accepting what you cannot control, you drastically reduce interpersonal conflict and emotional volatility. You learn to listen more objectively, react less impulsively to perceived slights or provocations, and practice profound empathy by understanding that others, like you, are often acting from their own imperfect judgments, conditioned responses, or lack of wisdom, rather than a direct, malicious affront. The cardinal virtue of justice meticulously guides you to treat others with unwavering fairness, profound respect, and genuine goodwill, fostering deep trust, mutual understanding, and more resilient, harmonious connections. You become a more reliable, less emotionally volatile, and more discerning presence in all your relationships. Stoicism provides not merely a philosophical framework, but a robust, actionable blueprint for not just surviving, but truly flourishing in an inherently unpredictable world. meticulously building an unshakable inner fortress that consistently safeguards your tranquility, empowers your most virtuous actions, and aligns your life with enduring wisdom. Part 3. Practicing Stoicism, your daily toolkit for inner resilience and enduring freedom. Stoicism is fundamentally a practical philosophy, profoundly meant to be applied diligently and consistently on a daily basis, not merely studied theoretically or intellectually admired from a distance. It is, in essence, a continuous, rigorous workout for your mind, your character, and your emotional fortitude. Here are deeply actionable practices, often referred to as spiritual exercises, that you can begin integrating into your life immediately. Remember to consistently apply your beginner's mind from day one to approach these practices with radical openness, genuine curiosity, and a willingness to simply experiment and observe. 1. The daily reflection. This is perhaps the most fundamental and universally recommended Stoic exercise, practiced diligently by figures like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius. Purpose: to systematically review your day, meticulously identify moments where you acted virtuously, objectively analyze your emotional responses, and critically learn for the future. It serves as a powerful form of moral and psychological accounting. Actionable step: before you retire for the night, find a quiet, uninterrupted space. Spend 10 to 15 minutes thoughtfully asking yourself the following questions, perhaps journaling your responses. Oh, where did I act justly today? Where did I show wisdom, courage, or temperance? Oh, where did I fall short? What specific situations triggered an unvirtuous or irrational response from me? Oh, what external events caused me distress, frustration, or anger today? Did I effectively apply the dichotomy of control to them, or did I allow them to disturb my inner peace? Oh, what specific judgments did I make about people or events that led to my suffering? Oh, what invaluable lessons did I learn today about myself, others, or the nature of reality? Oh, how can I better align my actions and reactions with my values tomorrow? Deep dive. Marcus Aurelius famously kept a personal journal for this precise purpose. This consistent practice builds profound self-awareness, allowing you to meticulously track your progress, recognize your triggers, and proactively align your daily actions with your deepest values. It's like a daily mental debugging session for your character and your peace of mind, systematically eliminating errors and strengthening virtuous habits. 2. Premeditatio malorum. This involves intentionally and mentally rehearsing potential difficulties, challenges, or misfortunes you might realistically encounter in the day ahead. Purpose: to psychologically inoculate yourself against emotional shock, to reduce the element of surprise, and to proactively prepare a rational, virtuous response, thus minimizing reactive suffering. Actionable step: upon waking, before the day's demands fully consume you, dedicate 5 to 10 minutes to quietly contemplate. Oh, what specific challenges or annoyances might I encounter today? For example, unexpected traffic, a difficult colleague or client, an irritating delay, a critical comment, an unexpected setback, a minor physical discomfort. Oh, how might I respond virtuously to each of these potential challenges? For example, with patience instead of anger, with courage instead of fear, with wisdom in decision-making, with self-control over impulse. Oh, crucially, remind myself that these are external events, inherently indifferent, neither good nor bad, and that my tranquility depends solely on my own chosen reaction, which is within my control. Deep dive. This practice is not pessimistic or inviting negativity. It is profoundly proactive and empowering. By mentally anticipating, you desensitize yourself to the emotional impact of such events, making them less shocking and more manageable if they occur. It trains your emotional response to be less reactive and more reasoned, allowing you to maintain your composure. It's a mental fire drill that builds immense psychological resilience and preparedness. 3. Applying the dichotomy of control. This is a continuous moment-to-moment application of the core Stoic teaching. Constantly ask yourself, with every thought, feeling, or external event, is this truly within my control, or is it outside my control? Purpose: to ruthlessly redirect your finite energy, precious time, and mental focus from futile worry and unproductive rumination towards productive, virtuous action on what is genuinely within your power. Actionable step: whenever you feel a surge of stress, anger, frustration, or overwhelming anxiety, pause immediately. Identify the precise source of that discomfort. If it stems from something external, consciously practice acceptance and deliberately let go of the need or desire to control it. Redirect that released energy. If the source is internal, then focus all your energy on wisely adjusting that internal element. Deep dive. This becomes an automatic mental filter, a wise internal counsel. It builds tremendous mental discipline and significantly reduces wasted emotional energy, allowing you to invest it in your Ikigai or your flow activities. It moves you from victim to agent, from reactive to proactive. 4. Negative visualization. This powerful technique involves intensely contemplating the possibility of losing things you currently cherish. Purpose: to profoundly foster gratitude for what you possess, reduce complacency, and mentally prepare for the inevitable impermanence of all things. Actionable step: choose something you deeply value but often take for granted. Your physical health, your vision, your ability to walk, your relationship with a loved one, your home, your job, a specific possession. For a few minutes, close your eyes and vividly imagine that you have suddenly, irreversibly lost it. Allow yourself to feel the hypothetical pain, the grief, the emptiness. Then, slowly, return to the present moment and open your eyes. Experience the immense, profound gratitude that you still, right now, possess this cherished thing. Deep dive. Seneca powerfully advocated this. It is a counterintuitive but incredibly effective practice. It shatters complacency and makes you acutely aware of how much you take for granted. It transforms vague appreciation into intense, tangible gratitude. It also mentally inoculates you for the reality of impermanence, making future losses, while still painful, less emotionally catastrophic because you've already touched upon their possibility. It's a practice in dispossessing yourself in thought to experience the liberating freedom of non-attachment. 5. Memento mori. This practice involves gently, consistently keeping your own finite mortality in conscious awareness. Purpose: not to induce fear or morbidity, but to inspire a profound sense of urgency for virtuous action, to clarify priorities, and to deeply appreciate the preciousness of your limited time on earth. Actionable step: incorporate a subtle personal reminder into your daily environment. This could be a simple skull icon on your desktop, a specific piece of jewelry you wear, a meaningful quote taped to your mirror, or a screensaver with an hourglass. Each time you see it, take a brief moment to reflect. I am mortal. My time here is finite. What truly matters in this precious, fleeting time? Am I living in alignment with my values now? Deep dive. This practice clarifies priorities by putting daily trivialities into perspective. It pushes you to act on your Ikigai and live according to your values today, rather than procrastinating on the assumption of infinite tomorrows. It reminds us that death is not a punishment, but a natural, inevitable part of life's grand cycle, and that our time here is a profound gift to be used virtuously. 6. Journaling your judgments. This is a powerful, ongoing practice of actively identifying, scrutinizing, and questioning your automatic judgments about external events and circumstances. Purpose: to gain ultimate mastery over your internal narratives, which are, according to the Stoics, the true source of your emotional responses and suffering. External events are neutral. Our judgments about them are what cause distress. Actionable step: When you experience a strong negative emotion, take a few minutes to write down. O objective event. What just happened? Describe it purely factually, without emotion or interpretation. O automatic judgment. What immediate judgment or interpretation did I attach to this event? For example, this is rude. This is unfair. They think they're better than me. This will make me late. O rationality check. Is this judgment entirely rational? Is it helpful? Is it truly within my control to change the event or their action? O virtuous reframe. What is a more virtuous, rational, objective, or helpful judgment I could choose instead? For example, that driver is in a hurry. Their action has no bearing on my worth. I will choose to focus on my safety and patience. Deep dive. Epictetus famously asserted, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This practice is about creating that crucial psychological space between the initial impression and your ultimate emotional reaction. It allows you to systematically detach from the initial emotional charge and critically examine the underlying judgment that actually caused your distress. It profoundly shifts you from being a reactive victim of circumstances to a proactive, conscious agent of your own inner peace. This is the essence of guarding your inner citadel. 7. Practice voluntary discomfort. Intentionally and periodically choose to engage in small, manageable acts of discomfort. Purpose: to build psychological resilience, reduce your dependence on constant comfort, challenge your perceived limits, and profoundly prove to yourself that you possess the inner fortitude to endure mild hardship without complaint or loss of inner peace. Actionable step. Once a week or a few times a week, intentionally choose a small act of self-imposed discomfort. Take a cold shower for a few seconds. Walk when you could easily drive a short distance. Skip a small treat you habitually enjoy. Eat a simple plain meal for one sitting, or wake up a few minutes earlier than strictly necessary, and use that time for reflection. Deep dive. Seneca eloquently advocated this practice. It is emphatically not about self-flagellation or seeking unnecessary suffering. Instead, it is about consciously proving to yourself that your happiness and inner peace are not fragile, constructs reliant on constant external comfort or the absence of all friction. It builds immense mental toughness, psychological flexibility, and self-confidence, powerfully demonstrating to you that you are far more adaptable, capable, and resilient than you might initially perceive. It strengthens your discipline over your desires. 8. Practice philanthropic duty. Actively and consistently contribute to the well-being of others and the flourishing of your broader community. Purpose: to live authentically according to the cardinal virtue of justice, and to deeply recognize our fundamental interconnectedness as cosmic citizens within the rational order of the universe. Actionable step: find meaningful ways to serve others, however large or small. This could involve formal volunteering for a cause you care about, actively helping a friend in need, engaging in empathetic and compassionate listening, generously sharing your knowledge, or performing random acts of kindness. Think globally in your compassion, but act locally in your direct impact. Deep dive. The Stoics believed we are all citizens of the world, inextricably linked within a universal brotherhood. Living with justice means acting for the common good, not just for personal gain or isolated self-interest. This consistent practice brings a profound sense of purpose, meaning, and authentic fulfillment that aligns perfectly with the what the world needs circle of your Ikigai. 9. The discipline of desire. This practice involves being mindful of your desires and aversions, ensuring they align with reason and virtue. Purpose: to prevent becoming a slave to external things or impulses. Actionable step: when you feel a strong desire for something external or a strong aversion to something, pause. Ask yourself, is this desire, aversion for something truly within my control and good? Or is it for an indifferent? If it's an indifferent, can I temper this desire or aversion so it doesn't disturb my peace if unmet, unavoided? Deep dive. This helps you achieve freedom from external things. By moderating desires and aversions for indifference, you make your happiness immune to external fluctuations. 10. Contemplation of the sage. Mentally or actually identify a role model and contemplate how they would act in a given situation. Purpose: to provide a clear ideal for virtuous action and to inspire personal growth. Actionable step. Before a challenging interaction or decision, ask yourself, how would Marcus Aurelius Seneca Epictetus respond to this situation? Applying Stoic principles? Then, try to emulate that response. Deep dive. This provides a concrete benchmark for virtuous living. It makes abstract virtues tangible and helps you to integrate them into your own behavior by actively imagining and then embodying the ideal. These deeply integrated practices, consistently applied with the patience of a craftsman and the curiosity of a beginner, meticulously cultivate a formidable inner strength, enabling you to navigate life's inevitable storms with unwavering tranquility, profound wisdom, and an enduring sense of inner freedom. Part 4. Stoicism in Action. Real-world resilience and timeless wisdom across centuries. Stoicism is not a dusty relic of the ancient past. It is a dynamic, living, profoundly actionable philosophy that continues to powerfully empower individuals across incredibly diverse fields and challenging circumstances to navigate immense complexity, lead with unwavering integrity, and cultivate a robust, enduring inner peace. Its principles resonate profoundly and practically in countless modern scenarios, proving their timeless utility. 1. Business leadership and navigating market volatility. In the inherently volatile, hyper-competitive, and unpredictable world of modern business, leaders are relentlessly confronted with market shifts, economic downturns, unforeseen supply chain disruptions, and intense internal challenges. A Stoic leader focuses rigorously on what they can control: their own judgments, the integrity of their strategic planning, the clarity of their communication, and the ethical consistency of their responses. They steadfastly refuse to dwell on or expend emotional energy on factors fundamentally beyond their control. Case study. Imagine Ryan Holiday, a modern Stoic author and entrepreneur who has built an entire media empire around Stoic principles. He advises high-level executives and athletes on applying Stoicism. Consider a CEO leading a tech startup that experiences a sudden, catastrophic data breach, threatening their entire business and reputation. A non-Stoic leader might panic, lash out at their team, fall into despair, or make impulsive, reactive decisions. A Stoic CEO, however, would immediately apply the dichotomy of control. I cannot control the fact that the breach occurred, nor can I control the initial public reaction, but I can control my own response, my team's actions, and our commitment to transparency and restitution. They would calmly assess the full scope of the situation, focus all available resources on identifying immediate solutions, communicate transparently and compassionately with affected customers and stakeholders, and make rational, ethical decisions based on available data, rather than being swept away by fear or anger. They embrace the reality of the situation, knowing that even this severe challenge presents an invaluable opportunity to demonstrate resilience, strengthen their internal processes, and perhaps even rebuild trust on a stronger foundation. This consistently leads to more effective, less reactive, and ultimately more respected leadership. 2. Overcoming adversity and personal tragedy. The path of acceptance and growth. Life, in its raw, unpredictable nature, inevitably presents profound personal setbacks, devastating tragedies, and moments of intense suffering. The loss of a loved one, a debilitating illness, severe financial hardship, career failures, or betrayal. Stoicism provides a robust, compassionate framework for processing, integrating, and ultimately transcending these profoundly difficult experiences. Case study. Consider a prominent athlete like a professional basketball player who suffers a career-ending injury. Applying premeditatio malorum, they might have mentally acknowledged the fragility of their physical body and the impermanence of their career, making the initial shock less overwhelming. They then immediately apply the dichotomy of control. I cannot control the injury itself, nor the physical pain, but I can control my attitude towards it, my adherence to rehabilitation, my focus on recovery, and my decision about my next chapter. They would find immense courage to face the profound loss and uncertainty, meticulously practicing temperance over despair or self-pity. Instead of lamenting, "Why me? My life is over," they would rationally ask, "What can I learn from this profound challenge? How can I use this experience to grow as a person, to inspire others, or to forge a new, meaningful path?" This isn't about denying or ignoring suffering. It's about actively finding meaning, agency, and virtue within it, transforming a perceived ending into a powerful new beginning. 3. Navigating interpersonal conflict and cultivating healthier relationships. Relationships, even the most cherished ones, are a common, indeed inevitable, source of emotional turbulence, misunderstandings, and conflict. Stoicism offers powerful, counterintuitive tools for fostering healthier, more rational, and more resilient interactions. Case study: you find yourself in a heated, emotional argument with a family member who is behaving irrationally, perhaps lashing out with unfair accusations. A Stoic approach would involve immediately applying the dichotomy of control. I cannot control their anger, their irrational words, or their perception of the situation. But I can control my own emotional reaction, my tone of voice, my choice of words, and my decision to engage constructively or disengage calmly. Practicing justice. Am I being fair and objective in my assessment of their behavior? Or am I reacting impulsively based on my own ego or hurt feelings? Exercising temperance. Can I restrain my strong impulse to retaliate, to defend myself aggressively, or to escalate the conflict with equally harsh words? Applying the discipline of assent. My impression is that they are attacking me, but do I have to assent to that interpretation as true and harmful? Or can I choose a more charitable interpretation, or simply focus on their underlying emotional state? A Stoic individual would consciously choose calm, reasoned communication, setting clear and respectful boundaries where necessary, and understanding that others' hurtful actions often stem from their own unexamined judgments, lack of wisdom, or personal suffering, rather than a direct, malicious affront. This leads to dramatically reduced emotional reactivity, more constructive outcomes, and ultimately, healthier, more resilient relationships built on understanding rather than volatile emotions. 4. Cultivating mental toughness and peak performance in demanding fields. Athletes, military personnel, high-stakes performers, and even academics constantly face immense pressure, the omnipresent fear of failure, and often significant physical or mental pain. Stoicism provides the robust mental fortitude necessary to persevere, excel, and maintain composure under duress. Case study: imagine a highly skilled surgeon who makes a rare, critical error during a complex procedure. The internal monologue could be devastating. I'm a failure. I've ruined everything. A Stoic surgeon, however, would apply premeditatio malorum. They would then immediately apply the dichotomy of control. I cannot change the past error, but I can control my immediate response to rectify it, to learn from it, and to continue with maximum focus. They would draw on immense courage to push through the shock and self-recrimination, focusing on the current task and the patient's well-being. They would then meticulously conduct a post-operative review to learn, not to self-flagellate. The disciplined mind, honed through consistent Stoic practice, allows them to push beyond perceived limits, learn from mistakes, and maintain peak performance even in the face of profound pressure and setback. 5. Accepting impermanence and gracefully embracing change. In our fast-paced, ever-evolving world, change is not just present. It is the only true constant. Stoicism teaches us to not merely tolerate, but to deeply accept and even embrace this fundamental truth of existence. Case study. A dedicated professional, perhaps a journalist, whose long-standing career path becomes obsolete due to technological advancements. A non-Stoic might feel overwhelming nostalgia, anger, despair, or intense resistance to learning new skills. A Stoic, however, understands that impermanence is the very nature of reality. They would embrace Amor, Fati, loving the fact that things evolve, that new opportunities arise from the ashes of the old. They would focus their energy on adapting their skills, identifying new opportunities, and appreciating the beauty of the present moment while it lasts. This approach allows for smoother transitions, reduces anxiety about the future, and fosters a less anxious, more harmonious relationship with the inevitable flow of life. It transforms disruption into potential. 6. Patient care and navigating chronic illness. For individuals facing chronic illness or caring for sick loved ones, Stoicism offers powerful tools for acceptance and finding meaning amidst suffering. Case study. A person diagnosed with a chronic, debilitating illness. Their initial reaction might be despair, anger, and questioning. Why me? A Stoic approach would involve Dichotomy of Control. I cannot control the fact of the illness, its pain, or its progression, but I can control my attitude, my self-care, my treatment adherence, and how I choose to live each day. Amor, Fati, actively embracing this new reality as part of their life's tapestry, finding a way to integrate it rather than constantly fighting it in their mind. Courage, the daily courage to face discomfort and uncertainty. Gratitude, finding gratitude for the simple moments, for periods of less pain, for the support of loved ones. This allows them to focus on what they can do, to find agency and meaning even within profound limitations, and to live with dignity and inner peace, rather than succumbing to the external circumstances. Stoicism is not a philosophical niche. It is a universal wisdom tradition that offers profound, practical, and enduring tools for cultivating inner peace, unwavering resilience, and crystal clear clarity in the face of life's unpredictable, often turbulent currents. It provides a robust framework for living a life that is consistently aligned with virtue, reason, and purpose. Part 5. The Journey Ahead. Stoicism as a pillar of lifelong strength and unwavering purpose. Stoicism, as you can now profoundly see, is far more than just an ancient philosophy. It is a living, breathing, continuously applicable framework for cultivating an unshakable inner core that can gracefully withstand the most ferocious storms of life. It serves as a vital, foundational pillar in our wisdom quest, powerfully intertwining and reinforcing the concepts we've already meticulously explored. How does Stoicism so powerfully connect to and enhance what we've already discussed? Shoshin and Stoicism, the prerequisite for acceptance. To truly internalize and consistently apply the dichotomy of control, that radical understanding of what is and isn't within our power, we fundamentally need the beginner's mind. We must be willing to bravely unlearn deep-seated assumptions that we control everything, or that external events make us feel a certain way. Shoshin allows us to approach life's myriad challenges with fresh eyes, free from rigid expectations, biases, and ingrained judgments, which is absolutely essential for genuine Stoic acceptance and profound adaptability. It helps us to critically question our initial, often unhelpful, and emotion-driven judgments about events, creating the crucial space for a rational, virtuous response. It prepares the mind to accept reality as it is. Ikigai and Stoicism, the fortitude to live your why. Once you have diligently identified your Ikigai, your unique purpose and compelling reason for being, Stoicism provides the unwavering mental fortitude, the profound resilience, and the crystal clear clarity necessary to pursue it relentlessly, courageously, and virtuously, even when faced with significant obstacles, external criticism, unexpected setbacks, or personal hardship. Your discovered purpose becomes the ultimate, virtuous goal you strive for, and Stoicism provides the powerful inner tools to manage the external noise, the internal discomfort, and the inevitable frustrations that arise on that path. It imbues you with the profound mental and emotional strength to live consistently in alignment with your Ikigai, come what may, undeterred by external circumstances or internal turmoil. The pursuit of your Ikigai becomes your central action within your control, which you can always approach with wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Flow state and Stoicism. Protecting your optimal engagement. The flow state is about achieving optimal engagement, effortless mastery, and profound joy in your pursuits. Stoicism serves as a powerful protective shield for your ability to enter and sustain flow by systematically reducing anxiety, eliminating mental distractions stemming from external factors, and cultivating deep, unwavering concentration. By meticulously guarding your inner citadel and mastering your reactions to external events, you effectively create the pristine mental space necessary for deep, sustained immersion required for flow. Conversely, consistently achieving flow in your virtuous pursuits, especially those aligned with your Ikigai, reinforces your sense of effortless control, competence, and inner harmony, feeding back positively into your Stoic practice and deepening your conviction in your own agency. Stoicism fundamentally teaches us that true happiness, enduring contentment, and profound flourishing are not to be found in futile attempts to control the external world, or in the accumulation of external goods, but rather in the unwavering mastery of our inner world, our judgments, our desires, our aversions, and our actions. It's a philosophy of profound freedom, radical self-responsibility, and enduring wisdom. It equips you with the potent mental and emotional tools to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs, its triumphs and its tragedies, with unshakable dignity, crystal clear clarity, and a profound, abiding sense of inner peace. It transforms you from a leaf buffeted by the winds of fate into a rooted, resilient tree, unyielding in your core. Conclusion and your invitation to inner mastery and unfolding wisdom. As we conclude this profound day 4 of our wisdom quest, I invite each of you, truly, to begin intentionally integrating the timeless, transformative wisdom of Stoicism into the very fabric of your daily life. Start small, but commit to starting consistently. The smallest consistent effort yields the greatest long-term results. Practice the dichotomy of control actively, today, and every day going forward. When you encounter something that triggers frustration, anger, or worry, pause, take a deep breath. Consciously ask yourself, is this specific thing truly within my control, or is it fundamentally outside my control? Then, courageously redirect your precious energy accordingly. Release what you cannot control. Focus on what you can. Your evening reflection. Tonight, as you engage in your daily journaling practice, add a Stoic lens to your review. Ask yourself, how did I react to the day's challenges? Did I respond with courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance, or did my emotions take over? What specific judgments did I make that caused me suffering? What crucial lesson can I learn from today's experiences for tomorrow's application? Share your insights and commitments. I genuinely want to hear about your experiences as you begin applying these powerful principles. Your insights not only deepen your own learning, but also serve as an invaluable source of inspiration and shared wisdom for our growing community. In the comments section below, please tell me, what is one external thing you often worry about that you will now try to consciously relinquish control over? Or, what is one Stoic virtue that you aim to deliberately focus on practicing in your life today? Your vulnerability and reflection empower us all. Fuel our quest for wisdom. If this deep dive into Stoicism has resonated profoundly within you, if it's provided a new, empowering perspective on resilience, or if it has simply provided a moment of illuminating clarity and inner peace. Please take a moment to like this video. Your passionate support truly helps us spread this transformative wisdom to even more dedicated seekers around the world, making this wisdom accessible to all. Continue your unfolding transformation. This is just day 4 of an incredible, life-altering 30-day journey. Each lesson meticulously builds powerfully and synergistically upon the last, guiding you consistently towards profound, lasting growth, authentic purpose, and optimally engaged life, and now, unshakable inner resilience. Do not miss a single pivotal moment. Subscribe to the Wisdom Quest channel right now and activate that notification bell so you are the very first to know when day 5 goes live and your next piece of vital wisdom awaits. Tomorrow, on day 5 of our Wisdom Quest, we'll explore another deeply insightful and liberating concept that builds on Stoicism, the art of letting go, detachment, and non-attachment. Get ready to discover how releasing our fierce grip on outcomes, expectations, and even desires can paradoxically bring profound inner freedom, unburdened peace, and true serenity. Thank you for joining me on this profoundly powerful day 4. Remember, true power lies not in controlling the external world, which is largely beyond our grasp, but in mastering yourself, your judgments, your reactions, and your inner peace. Embrace Stoicism and build your unshakable inner fortress of profound tranquility. Until tomorrow, keep seeking, keep growing, and keep questing for wisdom.